I'm still very attached to this city. My girlfriend lives in Portland. My girlfriend still lives in Portland. Yeah. Which means I'm in a long-distance relationship, which is bad news for me, because when you're in a long-distance relationship, that means you have to have phone sex, right? And I do not have a good phone sex voice at all. Not even. My girlfriend has a beautiful voice. It's beautiful. It's a joy to listen to her talk about anything. My voice isn't beautiful or sexy at all. My voice sounds like if a trumpet could be Jewish. That's... Can you imagine having phone sex and this is the voice on the other end of the line? Just like, I'm inside of you right now. Huh? You could do worse than this, Bubba. You could do worse. Ugh, what if I were going down on you right now? My girlfriend, I dated another girl who lived in Portland, and she dumped me. She dumped me about a year ago. And when it happened, it caught me by surprise. But now when I look back on it, I don't think it should have been that much of a shock. Like, there were warning signs that it was going to happen, right? Like, we had a pregnancy scare about a month before she dumped me. It was my very first pregnancy scare. It was my first one. It was at least her third. It was only because she had 2 kids. She had 2 kids. But when she found out she was not pregnant, she got so excited that it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. Like, does that make sense? Like, don't get me wrong, I was very excited, but she was like way more excited. Like, I was stoked. She was black church excited. Like, you know, like, as soon as she found out, a choir came out of nowhere. The room was full of doves. Outkast performed. Outkast did like 2 songs. A piñata of her womb came down. She smashed it open. Nothing fell out of it. And then she dumped me, right? I thought it was a good relationship at the time, and it ended anyway. And maybe it was. Maybe it was a good relationship. Who knows? Maybe that's just part of life, right? Maybe even good relationships have to end sometimes. Maybe even the most beautiful things at some point have to come to an end. That's just being human, right? The most beautiful things in the world eventually have to come to an end. Somewhere, someone out there is still driving one of those Pimp My Ride cars. Really think about the reality of that. 10 years ago, there was nothing on the planet cooler than a pimped ride. That was the coolest thing. Whipping around town in a Tangelo 98 Celica. Picking your friend up for lunch. Friend gets in the car, like, where are we going for lunch? Right here, panini press, right in the middle, But now it's 10 years later, and that shit is not cool anymore, right? That guy is driving that same car to pick up that same friend from the airport. Friend is standing there with his luggage, like, where should I put my suitcase? I don't know. Why don't you put it in the fish tank that hasn't had a fish in it for a decade? Exhibit needs a new show where he finds those rides that he pimped and fixes what he did to them. Just Exhibit rolling up on people like, yo, what's up, dog? I know 10 years ago we put 8 game cubes in a bowling alley in your Scion. But your ass still works at Target, so that's not a good look for you. So me and the boys at West Coast Customs went ahead and put down a down payment on a Mitsubishi Galant for your ass. Sorry about everything.